What if the worst moments of your life were secretly setting you up for your greatest success? I want to share 3 personal stories with you. Nothing earth-shattering, just 3 experiences that shaped everything. My first story is about seeing the pattern later. I left university after just 1 semester, but I stuck around, unofficially sitting in, for another year and a half before I left for good. Why did I walk away? The story really begins before I was even born. My birth mother was a young student who decided an adoption was the right path. She was adamant that my adoptive parents be university graduates. It was all arranged for a lawyer and his wife to take me in. But the moment I was born, they suddenly changed their minds. They truly wanted a daughter. My parents, who were on a list, got a late-night call. "We have a baby boy available immediately. Are you interested?" Their answer was an immediate yes. Later, my biological mother discovered that my new mother hadn't finished her degree, and my new father hadn't even graduated high school. She refused to finalize the adoption. She only agreed months later when they vowed I would someday go to college. That was the first thread. 17 years later, I did enroll in college, but I naively picked a school nearly as pricey as the Ivy League. All of my blue-collar family's savings were going toward my tuition. After 1 semester, I couldn't understand the point. I had no direction, no purpose, and I was draining my parents' life savings. So I decided to leave and trust the universe. It was terrifying then, but in hindsight, it was the most crucial choice I ever made. The second I left, I could abandon the boring mandatory courses and start attending the fascinating ones. It wasn't a glamorous life. I crashed on couches and floors. I collected soda bottles for cash to eat. I'd trek across the city every Sunday for a decent meal at a local temple, and I found it incredibly freeing. So much of what I discovered by chasing my whims turned out to be invaluable later. Let me share one instance. That college had the best calligraphy program in the nation then. Every sign, every drawer label was exquisitely hand-lettered. Because I had dropped out, I could take a calligraphy class. I learned about serif and sans serif fonts, about spacing between letters, about the art of beautiful type. It was an art form that science couldn't quantify, and I was captivated. There was zero chance this skill would ever be useful. But a decade later, when we were building the very first personal computer, it all rushed back to me. We integrated the typography into the machine. It became the first computer with elegant proportional fonts. If I hadn't casually taken that one class, that computer might never have had such diversity in its typefaces. And since other operating systems followed our lead, no PC might have them. You can't possibly link the dots looking ahead from where you stand now. You can only connect them when you look back. So you must have faith that the dots will align down the road. Trust your instinct, fate, the universe. Call it what you will. This belief will empower you to follow your curiosity, even off the safe, predictable road. And that changes everything. My second story concerns passion and setback. I was fortunate. I discovered my calling very young. A friend and I launched a tech company from my family's garage when I was 20. We poured ourselves into it, and within 10 years, it grew from 2 guys in a garage to a multi-billion-dollar corporation with thousands of staff. We had just launched our best product, a revolutionary computer, and I had just turned 30. Then the company let me go. How do you get fired from a venture you started? Well, as the company expanded, we brought in a leader I believed was brilliant to help me run it. For the first year, everything was perfect, but then our future vision started to pull apart. It ended in a major disagreement. The board of directors took his side. So at 30, I was very publicly dismissed. The central mission of my entire adult life had vanished. It was crushing. For months, I was completely lost. I felt I had failed the pioneers who came before me. I met with industry legends and apologized for my colossal mistake. I was a visible failure, and I considered leaving the tech world entirely. But a slow realization emerged. I still adored the work itself. The drama at the company hadn't changed my passion one bit. I was rejected, but my love for the craft remained. So I began again. I didn't realize it then, but being fired was the greatest gift I could have received. The weight of success was replaced by the freedom of a fresh start, a blank slate. It launched me into my most creative era. Over the next 5 years, I began a new computer firm, invested in an animation studio, and met the incredible woman who is now my wife. That animation studio created the first ever computer animated movie and is now the most successful in its field. In an unexpected twist, my old company bought my new one, and I returned. The tech we built became central to its modern revival. And my family with my wife is my greatest joy. I'm certain none of this would have occurred without that firing. It was bitter medicine, but the patient needed it. Sometimes life will knock you down. Don't lose hope. I'm sure the sole reason I persisted was that I loved my work. You must find your passion. This is true for your career as it is for your relationships. Your job will consume a huge portion of your life. The only path to true fulfillment is to do what you consider remarkable work. And the only way to achieve remarkable work is to adore what you do. If you haven't discovered it yet, keep seeking. Don't compromise. As with all heart matters, you'll recognize it when you see it, and it deepens and improves with time, so keep searching. Never settle. My third story is about mortality. At 17, I read a line that said something like, "Live every day as if it were your final one, and one day you will surely be correct." It stuck with me. Since that day, for over 3 decades, I've looked at my reflection each morning and asked one question: if this were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I have planned? And when the answer is no for too many consecutive days, I understand a shift is needed. Awareness of my inevitable death is the most crucial instrument I've ever used for life's major decisions. Virtually everything, external pressure, pride, fear of shame or defeat, it all vanishes in the face of the end, leaving only what is essential. Remembering you will die is the best way to escape the illusion that you have something to lose. You are already exposed. There is no excuse not to pursue your heart's desire. Nobody wishes to die. Even people who desire heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet, death is the final destination we all share. No one has ever avoided it. This is how it must be, for death is likely life's finest invention. It is life's agent of change. It removes the outdated to create space for the new. Right now, the new is you. But one day, sooner than you think, you will gradually become the old and be cleared aside. Sorry for the starkness, but this is truth. Your time is finite, so don't squander it living a life chosen by others. Don't be caught in dogma, living with the consequences of other people's thinking. Don't allow the static of external opinions to silence your own internal voice. And most critically, find the bravery to follow your heart and intuition. They already understand who you are meant to be. Everything else is secondary. Remain hungry. Remain curious. If these stories resonated with you, please hit the like button and subscribe to Winds of Thought for more insights on navigating life's journey.